happens will reflect into the structure of GBPUSD, and we have seen the current Bank of England, Andrew Bailey, and the UK government 10-year Treasury bond yield standing at 4.688%, and the current interest rate in UK is 4%, following 0.25 reduction from 4.25 announced in the last MPC meeting. And we have seen that effect from September 1, the rate will take effect to 4.0. And this base rate influences interest rate for mortgage, loans, and other credit products in UK. And we have seen that the Fed Chairman, Sir Jerome Powell, and US government 10-year Treasury bond yield dropped drastically after the 3-day symposium in Jackson Hole after the comment from the head of the Federal Reserve, Sir Jerome Powell, tilted towards a dovish side. We saw the 10-year Treasury bond yield drop to 4.256 to close Friday, and the federal fund rate remains 4.25, 4.5, and it's expected that there will be a shift in monetary policy by September next FOMC meeting. But this is very tentative because Tylor RULE might be applied. And I've always echoed to the trading community, let us not try to anticipate what Federal Reserve will do. Let's allow them to do their work. The reason is because inflation is high, and as inflation is not within mandate, Fed might decide to increase interest rate or leave rate the same. As Sir Jerome Powell have hinted that every change in monetary policy will be data dependent. So every change will be based on information gathered so far. So let's look at the structure of the market. A quick one, RS1, resistance becomes support and break of structure 1, resistance becomes support and break of structure 2, 3, 4, break of structure. Here is my net supply roof. So let's pray that GBPUSD edges here. And if you look here, you have an ascending trend line, SR1, SR2, SR3, break of structure, retest. I want another push into that structure. So what I'm praying for is, I don't know if that's going to be possible. And the next push is going to come here, consolidate, and you see the market draw down. Yes, this is what I'm praying for. I don't know if it's going to happen. You understand? I don't know if it's going to happen. But for me, if we are having correction, you see, I like here. And I will tell you why. So if we manage to form an M structure here, if price breaks here, come here, consolidate to respect this ascending trend line, resistance becomes support and break of structure 1, 2, 3, 4, break of structure. And if you look critically, you will see that this is not manipulation. We have here a high, we have here a high. And if you connect those higher highs as price keep creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, if you connect it, it gave you exactly that price action at that roof. If you connect it exactly the price action at that roof. So I always tell traders there's nothing like manipulation in the market. What we have is demand and supply. That is what we have. So you look at what happened there, look at it critically on your own, you will see, and the market has reacted and shifted. And that impulse broke out from that ascending trend line, have retested on R1 price to move back from an M structure. And on this roof, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 respect market from an M structure, break the neckline. I say retest. My target will be here. I'll be targeting here for GU. This will be my target, and I will show you why. Because we are making combination from EMA and SMA. The EMA and SMA on daily. The EMA, SMA, SMS is given us. SMA is given us. That's a simple moving average on daily time frame is pointing towards this ascending trend line breakout as the next possible demand floor. And look at here, ROS1 resistance becomes support on breakout structure 2. Resistance becomes support on breakout structure. Breakout structure price came back here, retest RTSR. So this becomes your new demand floor. So if price falls out, you want price to pick up from here to respect the price action at this level, and the price action at this level, and the price action at this level. And on critical, you see market has formed a very strong defense against the bearish onslaught, and we've seen on daily that the SMA and the EMA doing the same job, and the EMA on daily time frame provided a support structure here, and that was a double confluence where the SMA and the EMA bear witness to our structure. In this case now, EMA bear witness on daily as here as a critical demand floor. Let's look at the structure. ROS1 resistance becomes support on breakout structure 2. ROS2 resistance becomes support on breakout structure. RTSR a retest to a broken structure. What structure was broken? ROS1, ROS2. And when price came back, respected, it broke the structure, turned to return, and we have our RTS. And you see this is resistance again. After that, we have seen a continuous bearish drop to align with the structure we have here on the descending trend line. We have here as ROS1, ROS2, break of structure, SR1, and we came here SR2, SR3, SR4, putting here in the future as our next demand floor. So in the future, if price comes here, I want to look at here for buy. I'll be looking out for buy opportunity on this floor to respect the price action on this descending trend line DTL. You can see it here. So what we are seeing now for, yeah, look at what price have done here. And after price return here, ROT, ROS, a retest of a broken structure. It continued to retest. After retesting here again. We broke the structure, came back on demand, and we return again in the month of July on demand. And price, if price returns back, it will break the structure to return here. Take away the liquidity here. The buy liquidity has to be taken away and return into the zone. And on a more critical note, market can stretch back to align with this structure. We have here an ascending trend line ATL. SR1, SR2, SR3, SR4, SR5, break of 5 SR level followed by a retest, price return to retest that broken structure as a resistance structure, break of that resistance structure, return here as a demand. On technical, here becomes your new demand floor. So let's follow it the way the market presents itself. So in the future, I don't know what the future holds, but on technical, here is your new demand floor. That's a critical new demand floor on technical. On technical, that's a demand floor. So if price returns into that structure, I will view it with a buying mindset. I will view it with a buying mindset. So bye for now. Bye.